up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Game School. At the moment I'm really into PlayStation VR, so that's where a lot of my chit chat is, and today is going to be no different. Now, I've talked a lot about VR games, and it is coming up to Christmas, and I'd like probably just to sort of talk about some of the free content that is out there. Because if you're like me, when you bought your, when you go and buy a headset, or you want to sort of really get involved and sort of get lots of gaming going, but not necessarily got the money to go and splash out and buy all, every game which is available. Now, there are around 150 games and experiences out there, so there's a lot of content to keep you going, to keep you happy, but there is a lot of free content. The really cool thing I quite like about the VR headset free content is that it is quite diverse. So there's a lot of games out there, there's a lot of demos, and there's a lot of experiences. Now, the first place you want to sort of go is to the game store, PlayStation store, and you go into the VR section, and you'll see loads and loads of sort of just free games, and games to sort of try and things like this. Now, I went on the store last night, and actually I found the reason I'm doing this today is because I found some amazing content that I think you should go and have a look at straight away. One of the experiences that I found last night was The Last Guardian. We know you've just played this little character, and he's got a sort of dragon stroke winged feathered sort of friend that he sort of goes around exploring this amazing sort of Inca sort of world. In the VR sort of part of it, and it really is just a sort of 15-20 minute sort of demo, it's amazing. It is really cool. You get to feed this beautiful animal. You get to ride on its back for a little bit, you get to pet it, and you get to sort of just wander around this environment for a while, and it's free, which again, you can't beat free. Really like that. But also what is which I saw last night was just a sort of almost like a promo demo, but a VR promo demo for Stranger Things. Now, if anyone out there has watched Stranger Things, it's a brilliant series. I've watched both series. Fantastic, absolutely love it. Netflix original, and it really just takes you into the sort of world. It is a very short demo, I have to admit. Again, it is just a promotional sort of tool they're using to sell or promote the series itself, and specifically the second series. So don't expect too much, but it is worth it just to have a look around, in a VR world, the Stranger Things world. If you love the series, you'll love this. I was slightly disappointed by the quality of it, if I'm honest, but what do you expect for free? It was pretty good, so go out and have a look at that. Another thing as well, which you may or may not be aware of, is there is a Call of Duty Jackal Assault free mission as well. Now, this allows you to fly around space, coming across, you actually just go out with your, commander, and fly around these huge ships, destroy you've got to protect your mothership type of thing. So the Jackal Assault is pretty good. Again, it's a free content. You don't need the Call of Duty game to actually play this. It is a standalone. Unlike if you do have Star Wars Battlefield, the first one, if you do have that, there's a VR mission in there, a Rogue One mission, which, or flying around in a X-wing in VR is just, stuff dreams are made of. Now, I really hope they, bring out some more of these things. I'm sure they will. But that was absolutely fantastic. That really was, quite exciting. And the cool thing about that one is you actually get to sort of view the X-wing before you go in and actually start flying around. You've got an R2 unit in the back that you can sort of interact with, and it is pretty awesome. That really is pretty cool. So these are totally free. They don't take long. but they're hugely, you know, massive amounts of fun with them. So yeah, try and have a look at those. The next sort of one that I just want to sort of talk about, a demo disc available, which is pretty good. Now the demo disc is quite sort of it's full of very good games. There's about, I would say there's about 10 games on the demo disc. Some of them are longer than others, but they're all worth having a good look at. There's an original demo disc. I'm not sure if you can get it on the PlayStation Store anymore. I had it with my headset originally. Hopefully they're still doing them, but maybe they've probably upgraded to the second one, so the first one you may not be able to get anymore. Same as they will do in the future with other headsets that come on, you know, newer headsets that comes along. So on that you've got things like there's a brilliant game called Persistence, which you know, it sets you in a sort of, you know, you literally wake up in this sort of space station environment, and you've got to sort of go around and collect guns and weapons and things like this, and the whole entire crew have been turned into aliens, and you've got to sort of basically move your way around, either sort of killing the aliens, or the really cool thing about the zombies, the really cool thing you can do is you can inject them with a special liquid that allows them to become your foes. So you know, you can sort of, they can become part of your team again. So almost like curing them. So that's pretty good. You've got Tiny Tracks, which is on that one, which is a really cool game. It's like Scalextric's type of game, but the environment and the sort of tracks are, again, as you can probably imagine, pretty amazing. This game, it's a very short game. It is literally just one track you play, but you get to choose several cars. Again, really good. It's a little, you know, a blast from the past in terms of what you can play, but it's just a slightly different sort of spin on it. But it's pretty good. You've also got this absolute, and this game's not out yet, but I think it's going to be an absolute winner. Star Child. Now, Star Child for me was something that I don't know if I was really going to be that interested in it, but playing it, it's beautiful. It's stunning. The environment is absolutely stunning, and playing around, you literally, it is almost like a platform game, but because the environment and the way it's done in VR is so well put together, it really does draw you in. And there's a few puzzles and things like this in it. And again, I've only played a small level on the demo and the introduction, but that is an absolute, I think that'll be an absolute must when that comes out. I think that if the demo is anything to go by, I think this is a winner. You've also got Valkyrie, which which I think is a brilliant game. In fact, I bought that particular game from playing the original demo, and just loved it. Just absolutely loved that game. I think it's a very cool game. Again, it's a space shoot 'em up, so you're flying around in a spaceship, you know, completing missions, fighting with colleagues and these sorts of things. It is very slick. It's very good. This is one that could give people a little bit, you know, if you're not used to it, a little bit of motion sickness. But hey, once you get over that, it's an absolute dream of a game. You've also got Res, which I think again is a really good game. Yeah, it's one I probably haven't played enough of, if I'm honest. But you know, I'm probably, you know, but Christmas is coming up. I'll have a little bit of time possibly to do a few things like this. But Res is a really good game, and trying to explain Res here is impossible. Maybe for another day. I think that's probably a cast for all on itself. You've also got Thumper. Now Thumper is like a rhythm type style game. I again bought this on the strength of playing a demo. Absolutely incredible game. It is. You're literally just this beetle, and it sounds pretty crazy, but you're literally a beetle going along this track, and you tap a button in time with the music, and when certain things come up on the track, so you've just got to keep in rhythm with this thing. But it's highly addictive, highly mesmerizing. The soundtrack in it is unbelievable. It was real hardcore sort of drum and bass, and the bosses are fantastic. So Thumper is definitely a game I would recommend to buy, but in the demo version, hopefully you'll find, you'll fall in love with it, as I did. You've also got Fantastic Constructions, or something like that, I think it's called, Fantastic Constructions, and this is really like a new sort of style of game for me, where you're just literally, it's a puzzle, almost like a puzzle game, but you're given free reign, so you use your move controllers to play this particular one, and you're literally creating, drawing in space, but creating these contraptions to move from one place to another, and you are creating them. They don't exist until you sort of, you are creating them in air, and that is pretty cool. I got bored after a few moments, but I can see people getting quite into that as well. You've got the famous Job Sim, which again is a hoot. I haven't bought it yet. I've played the demos many a times, but Job Sim is just a blast. It really is just an absolute hoot again. It's hysterical to watch somebody play it, let alone play it yourself, so that is pretty cool. And then you've got what for me was probably the star of this disc. It's a little game, it's a new game coming out called Moss. Now there's been a lot of sort of excitement about this game, and again it probably is not the type of game that I would normally go for, but it was a free on a demo, or free it was a demo on a free demo, and so it really is a lovely little game, playing a guardian, sort of protecting the mouse, or going along with this small mouse's journey. And the environment, again, really is what really hooks you into this thing, because it is literally a platform game, and it's done in such a beautiful way. It's a mouse, you are just going around a lot of greenery and all of these things. You're fighting beetles and insects and things that come along, and other rodents, and but graphically and visually the thing works really well. It's a stunning game. I can't recommend that highly enough. So yeah, absolutely go and have a look at it. It's a beautiful game. This is one that I probably will get when it comes out, so it's absolutely an absolute stunner. Also on this game is a fantastic game called Raw Data. Now I was waiting for Raw Data to come out for a while. I've got hold of Raw Data, and I'm not going to go too heavily into a review because I've done a review on it already, but I think the review I did on it was rubbish, if I'm honest. It was a bit quick, but essentially the game is you get to play these 4 characters. They've all got different weapons or different specialities. You've got a guy who's got a crossbow, you've got a character who's got a samurai sword, which is really a lightsaber. You've also got a character with 2 pistols, which are pretty good, and you've got a character with a shotgun. Now you can play the game through with all of these characters, and basically you're fighting against robots and a corporation to try and stop this corporation from overtaking the world. It's pretty good. It's really amazing game. It's a shooter, sort of wave shooter, but such an immersive game. It is very good. So it's one I would recommend. So that's sort of part 1 of this. I'm going to do this in 2 stages because there's so much content out there. So that's, again, I'd recommend having a look at the demo disc 2, and that's most of the games on it. I think there might be a few other games that I might have forgot about, but hey, anyway, so have a check of those out, and I hope you enjoy this. But remember, there's no school like the old school, and I'm the headmaster.